I spent years trying to work out what I'm about to show you in this video, and I wish someone showed me this when I was learning guitar. I'm going to show you 3 killer licks to spice up your playing and add that flash that you've always wanted, but I'm also going to break down my process on how I constructed these and where I finished, the good notes to hit. I feel like this isn't talked about enough. A lot of times I see people teaching these 3-note per string licks, there's actually no context, so you don't know what to do with it. You don't know where to start, you don't know where to end, and you don't know how to actually construct it. So I'm going to break all of that down in this video. As you heard in the intro, these licks are really fun to actually start your solo with. We're also working over a really common chord progression. It's based on Bon Jovi's It's My Life, so you can actually use these licks. The backing track and the tab to these licks is available on my Patreon page, as well as 3 full solos. That includes the intro solo that you heard before. If you want to dig a little bit deeper into what I'm actually doing, the link is in the description if you want to sign up. Let's check out the first lick. Now, before we jump into how to play the lick, I want to explain something. So this is consistent through all 3 licks. The goal is to land on a chord tone. We're in the key of C minor, so a chord tone of C minor is going to be C, E flat, or G. That's a C minor triad. So in order to actually land on a chord tone, there are going to be some little tips and tricks that we use in each of these licks. Now, the lick is 1 bar long. It's nice to give it a little bit of a structure. It also sounds really cool to start off the solo in the context of this song. So this first lick features 3 things that you can do to shift around the scale shape. It's really cool to check these things out in depth. I'm going to show you the scale shape that I'm visualizing. Nice 3-note per string pattern in the key of C minor. Let me show you what I'm doing. That is the first move. So I'm going up 6 notes, and then I'm going back down 1 note and then continuing the pattern. Now we are playing triplets, so it works really nice with a 3-note per string pattern. This is what we've got so far. Then we're just going to repeat the notes on the D string. So far we've got this. So that's 2 of those elements that we can use to shift around and get a little bit more mileage out of our scale shape. There's that one where we just move back 1 note, and then the second idea is repeating the 3 notes on the same string. This is the third one. Check this out. Now I've added a note to our scale shape. It's the blues note, which I think sounds cool. The reason I've done this is so I land on beat 1 of the next bar with a chord tone. I've landed on a G note, which is the 5th of C. So that's the third element of this particular lick that you can use to shift around and create your own ideas so they land in the right spot on the right note. It's really handy to know this kind of stuff rather than just inputting data to a scale shape, right? So this is the lick, nice and slow. Here it is a little bit faster. Now I am alternate picking through the entirety of the lick, but I do sometimes like to just start this lick with 2 hammer-ons and then start the alternate picking. It's sort of like a little bit of a run-up for me. I'm not the cleanest alternate picker, so that really helps. So if you're struggling with that alternate picking speed, try the legato approach. Let's check out the second lick. Alright, this lick features a couple of different things that are going to help you visualize a fretboard in a little bit of a different way and also get you around the fretboard in a different way. This is the scale shape that I'm visualizing. And then in the lick, we go up to the next position. And then we're going to finish on a big bend. We'll get there in a second. So there's 2 things that are happening. I'm just playing the scale shape you know, ascending regularly, right? And then what I've actually done, I've skipped to the B flat note, which is sort of like the next position up, and I've played a 3-note per string pattern. And what that's actually done is repeated a phrase an octave higher. So part of what I played before was this. Right, and then I flipped to the B flat an octave above. So that phrase starts both on a B flat, hoping this makes sense. And then the last part of the lick is moving up to the C note and playing 3 notes per string, which highlights this really cool idea to move up the fretboard in 3-note per string patterns. Nothing new here. And then in order to finish on a chord tone, we could go down to the G because it's closest, or I like to bend up from the B flat to the C note. So there's really only 2 little shifts here. You've got the shift from this regular scale shape. Instead of going there, we skip to the B flat. And then to work our way up a little bit higher, we then just move to the next position, 3 notes per string, and then bend into the C. Let's move on to the third lick. So this lick's actually going to start in a different spot, and the reason I start it in the lower position is because I want to create a 3-octave idea, but I've actually ran out of room in this idea, so I'm taking it down 1 position to just fill the space before I start this 3-octave line that then finishes on beat 1 of the next bar. I'm trying to give you an idea of my approach to these licks rather than, as I said before, just data entry. So this lick actually starts on B flat, which is the flat 7 of C. It's a nice 3-note per string pattern. This is what it looks like. Then we're going to creep up, which is kind of similar to the other idea that we did in the second lick. We're going to just move up to the next position and play from C. This is a nice sort of symmetrical or parallel pattern. We're then going to just flip up the octave and do the same thing. And then annoyingly, we have to stretch up 1 more fret because of the way the guitar is tuned, but we're going to do the same thing in that 3rd octave. That's the same idea in 3 octaves. Check it out. And then of course we're going to bend from B flat to C to finish on a chord tone. Here's the whole lick. You can experiment with different fingers. You can also do the first half of each of those phrases as hammer-ons. That can be a little bit easier, just so you're not going full speed with the alternate picking. But I encourage you to experiment with it and really, really work on that alternate picking technique if you want to get that nice aggressive sound. Now I understand I'm not reinventing the wheel here with these 3-note per string licks, but I am rolling the wheel down the hill and getting you guys to come along for the ride. So I do encourage you to work on these licks in the context of an actual song. And I hope this video gives you a little bit more context and digs a little bit deeper into these 3-note per string ideas and how you can make them really, really shine in your solos. Now with all of that knowledge, you can then mix those ideas together to create your own lines, whether it be the chromatic approach, whether it be repeating the 3 notes on the 1 string, or whether it be going back 1 note and then doing the next position of the 3-note pattern. That's totally up to you, but you can get some really, really nice ideas out of it. Just so you're not playing standard licks, you can really, really sort of customize them to your own needs. Something like this would be cool, where I'm going to creep up 3 notes and then go back 1 note, play the next position, and then I'm going to finish it with a chromatic approach bending into the C. Check it out. Or you could try this one, where I'm repeating 3 notes on each string and then doing the chromatic approach to finish on C. Check it out. Really, really cool ideas there. As I said before, tabs, backing, and 3 extra solos, which includes that intro solo, all available on my Patreon page. Link is in the description if you want to sign up. 7-day free trial. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you on the next one.